Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be talking about something that has been heavy on all of our minds, which is inflation. And the entire world is feeling the struggles of inflation right now. And every store we go into or any gas pump we go up to is a lot more. And so I would like to bring a little bit of encouragement of 20 money saving tips on how to maybe make your dollar stretch further. So for this video, I'm not going to be going into depth on anything really. I'm just going to be touching on subjects, and if you would like for me to go more in depth on some more of these items or of these topics, just comment down below and I will make a video about it. I have several videos that I'm working on, and so I just wanted to get this video out as quickly as possible so that I could share with people what I've been doing to try to help save our budget. So grab a cup of tea or coffee or your favorite beverage and let's get going. So the first thing I want to talk to you about is make a budget. It's so important. So many people I know don't make a budget and they don't know where their money goes. I'll ask them, how much is this or how much is that? And they go, I don't know. So make a budget and stick to it. Even if it's just a loosely based budget of approximately this or approximately that, at least you'll know approximately where your money goes. But for us, I budget every single penny and I put it in a category, and it works really well for us. So make a budget and try to stick to it, and it really helps, especially if you're budgeting for birthdays or holidays or anything like that. It's really important. So make a budget. So the second thing I would like to talk to you about is keeping all of your receipts in a binder. It is so nice to have everything categorized each month so that if I want to make a return within the allowed time, it's by month. So I can just go right in there and find my receipt and whatever I need. And it also, there's been times where it's been a really tight month and I'll buy something, and by the end of the month I'll go, I haven't used it, it's brand new, it's just sitting there, I'm gonna go return that for $10 or $20 or whatever it is. And it's really helped having my receipts just super handy, and I keep that. And you can also look back on what you spent for the year for tax purposes or whatever, especially if you own your own business. So second thing is keeping a binder of receipts. The next thing is checking your car insurance policy. So recently I went on to our car insurance policy. We have Geico, and they had a defensive driving course that you could take for $14.95 per person. My husband took the course and I took the course, and it's going to save us a lot of money over the next 3 years. It's going to be over $432, I believe, which is a lot of money. So even if you're just one person, if you're a single parent or something, it would save you over $200 in 3 years, which really matters when you're tight on your money and budgeting and things like that. So check your car insurance policies and see, and also look at your policy. Can you make your deductibles lower or higher on your needs? They offer medical riders if you don't have medical insurance for a certain amount a month, or something like AAA where you can go and get them to tow your car, or car rental reimbursement and things like that, which really helps. So just look at your deductibles and things, and you can change them to your needs personally. And when I went on there, we took the driving courses, I saved over $30 a month just by doing the courses and looking at my deductibles and things like that and kind of changing them to our needs. So go and look and see what they offer. Look at your phone policy. So for me and my husband, we have 3 lines on our phone, and we have a family plan. So we have a bunch of family members on our family plan with us. So each line is $30 a month, and you can upgrade it to more mobile hotspot if you need to. So I downgraded some of ours to not having mobile hotspot. And actually, I got an email the day I downgraded saying that our plans now offer 5 gigabytes per line anyways of mobile hotspot. So I saved $20 and still got mobile hotspot if we needed it for my husband who works remotely. And then also, if you add your email, your work email, for you or your significant other, they offer that. If my husband just added his email, it saved us $20 a month. So between some of the family members and stuff, we're going to be saving, almost $5 to $6 a month per family, which is super cool. So every bit and every penny counts. And also, if you have insurance on your phone, which I personally do not, but if you do have insurance on your phone, look at the deductibles and see which one is worth it for you. A family member had it. It was $11 a month, and they downgraded to $7, which just saves extra money per month. And seriously, every bit counts, and if you're intentional with everything, it really helps. So look at your phone plans and see what you can do, and maybe even group up some family members or even friends, and if you trust them, and say, hey, let's go in together so we can save money. So try to save some money that way. Show you an app that I use. It's called GasBuddy, and you can see like the cheapest gas around, and they offer a premium subscription, but I love breakdowns. I did the breakdown and it wasn't worth it on what I was saving at the gas station to the subscription. So for me personally, it wasn't worth it, but you can go on there, and it's very glary, I'm sorry, but you can go on there and look and see and find the gas stations nearby and see which ones are the cheapest. The other thing I've been doing is, like, the other day I went to a gas station, a Shell station, and they had on the screen, if you put your phone number in, you get to save 10 cents per gallon for that trip. So I went ahead and did that and saved 10 cents per gallon, which really, every penny counts. And if we're just being intentional and always looking for deals, it helps. And you go, oh, hey, it was $2 or whatever I saved today, that's $2 that we didn't have to spend. So the next one is a big one. Canceling your phone subscriptions, your app subscriptions on your phone, and canceling them. I don't know how many I've gone and canceled that I didn't know I had, or I needed to download my pictures from the Google Drive or Apple Drive or whatever you have, and putting them on your laptop or an external hard drive like I do, which I keep in a Firebox for safekeeping. And I don't have to pay that subscription each month, which really helps. So look at your apps and see which ones you need, or and actually be intentional about that and go, oh, it's only $12. For me, I'll say that and go, oh, it's only $12. It's only $5. It's only $2. But at the end of the month, that's $20 that I could be saving in my budget. So I went through and canceled a bunch of subscriptions that we had, and I downloaded my photos from Google, and it really helps. Just not having the subscriptions even coming out of your debit card, it just helps. So that one would be, look at your app subscriptions or any of your subscriptions you have. Like for us, we have Hulu. In the summer, I get rid of Hulu. I don't spend the whatever a month on Hulu because there's no shows on that we watch. So I just cancel it for the summer for those 3 months and just pause it, and I pick it up in the wintertime, and it just saves us money, and it just makes us more intentional about what we actually spend our money on. The next thing would be downloading some food apps on your phone. If you go to fast foods, I'm going to show you a couple that I do. And so it really helps and really saves money. Took it off as cinematic mode for a minute. So, so for me, you want me to upgrade? I'm not going to upgrade this second. So if you go down and you make an account and hit deals or rewards, they'll have all of these rewards that you can do. And so, whoops, got out of it. You get points, which I have not used any points. And so I will go to deals. Hold on, it's not working. So right now they only have 3 deals. They have a 99-cent coffee or iced coffee, or you get a free quarter pounder or a Big Mac or a 10-piece nugget when you buy one. And you get a free shake, McFlurry, when you buy one. So those are the 3 deals right now. A lot of times they'll have it where they'll have 2 for $1 cheeseburgers, which is really cool. And then the other app I use is the Chick-fil-A app. I love this app. I mean, if you're gonna spend your money, I use rewards all the time to get free things, and they're really pretty generous on what rewards they give you, so it really helps. And I really like saving money, so I'll save out my rewards like I do have on McDonald's. And on a broke day, you know, if I want a mental health time of going out on some errands myself, you know, I'll grab a drink or something for free, and it just makes me feel really good. So check out on money saving apps on whatever restaurants you use. Also, if you sign up like Red Robin, you get a free burger on your birthday, or Teacher's Appreciation Day if you're a teacher, or they do all different days of where you get a free burger. So if you sign up a lot of times through different restaurants, they'll have a lot of different rewards, which is pretty cool. So check it out. So the next thing I would like to talk about is making a plan before you go shopping or to a restaurant. I don't know how many times I'll go out with my kids at a restaurant or at a grocery store, and they'll want a bunch of things, and, you know, set for yourself and for them, you know, the priorities and the boundaries of the shopping trip. You know, they say don't go to the grocery store hungry, which is very true. You know, or if you are alone and you're grocery shopping, and bring a drink with you, you know, a cup of coffee or tea in a thermos or something, and, you know, really try to enjoy it, you know, and look for your deals and just kind of try to be intentional about it, but make a plan. Because if you go out to a restaurant and the kids are like, I want a meal, and it's $10, you know, a lot of times we'll go out. And I was a single parent for 6.5 years. So a lot of times when I went out with my daughter, we would split a meal. We would go and split one meal and just have a really fun time together. But, you know, kids' meals to me are one of the biggest wastes for us, for our family. For other people, they work really well. For us, it's just such a waste. The kids don't eat them all sometimes, and it's just, for us, it's a waste. So just being intentional and making a plan, like almost like a military sergeant, really, you have to be nowadays to make plans, and just being intentional and going, okay, we're buying this, we're not buying that, and just being really careful on what you buy. And so make a plan and a blueprint of what you want to, and of what you want to do for the shopping trip, and, you know, your priorities. So this one goes along with the other ones on the money saving apps, downloading store apps, for me, CVS has really good deals, and sometimes I know people have really good deals at Kroger's or Target. And so if you scan your items and at the store, like at Target, like you can scan them, sometimes you'll get like 20% off, or they'll show you that if you spend a certain amount, you get a certain amount off. And just being intentional about remembering when you're at the store to look at their app. Usually I'll take a minute or two in the car before I go in and go, okay, I'm gonna look at the app and see what they have for that week. And or if you coupon, making those plans, but that's for a different video on how I do that. And so actually I already did one, but I want to do an updated one on some things with inflation, everything. So if you do couponing, that's great, but if you don't, there's still ways to save money every time you walk into a store. Which leads us to the next thing of buying the generic version of things. A lot of people think, oh, it's taboo to buy generic. I buy so many things generic, and they don't taste any different. And if you flip them around and read the ingredients, they're usually super similar. Now, sometimes I'll go to buy a generic and it's totally different, especially in medicines. Flip them over and make sure they have the same ingredients and the same things like that. But on a lot of food items and things, I buy generic only. And so it saves so much money. Sometimes it's only, a couple of cents, but usually, it'll be 20 cents or 30 cents or sometimes $1 per item. So buying generic is super good and super easy to grab. It doesn't require coupons and things like that, or even apps. It's just training yourself in your mind, going, okay, I don't have to buy whatever brand it is you buy. I'm gonna buy the generics, and looking for those deals. And a lot of times they're so much cheaper. Another thing is bulk shopping and planning ahead. It is so good sometimes to bulk shop, and you feel really good, and then the next month or two, I don't have to buy whatever. If you see a really good deal, let's say on soups, soups right now I see them for $1.70 something, sometimes $2, and a lot of times grocery stores will have them on sale for $1 a can. I will grab maybe 1 or 2 cases. I'll take like $24 and buy some cans of soups, especially in the wintertime, and then I won't have to buy them for a while. So a lot of times, if you see an item that's on a really good deal, just buy even one extra. Even if you can only afford, 1 or 2 extra each time you go shopping, it'll just help. And when it happened, when everything shut down 2 years ago, with toilet paper and everything, for the people who didn't have any extras and shopped week to week, didn't have any toilet paper. So it's always good to grab 1 or 2 extras if you can in your budget per shopping trip, and it just really helps. So the next thing is taking a drink with you from home. This was such a big deal, especially when I was a single parent and we would go out to eat and my daughter wanted a drink. A lot of times I would just take a little sippy cup for her when she was little. And it was such a big deal not buying drinks out. McDonald's has dollar drinks for the most part in most states, but that still gets costly, or different things. Like the next thing I'm going to say, the next tip is, I'll combine these two. Buying coffee at home, making coffee at home. Oh my goodness, making coffee at home. It saves so much money, not just driving through and getting that $4, $5, $6, $7 Starbucks and just making it home. And a lot of times, if we really want something and we make it, we, you know, that desire of really want Starbucks today, and just making a cup of coffee, go, okay, I'm happy with this and I'm content, you know, my coffee, and make it fun. You know, I buy the syrups. I'll show you them. I used to be able to buy them from Starbucks. It used to be $12. Now you can't really buy them as much. But, you know, even like TJ Maxx or something, you know, they have different syrups to buy, and just make it fun. And whatever you like in your coffee, try to duplicate it at home through Starbucks. And, you know, if you're grocery shopping and you're really tight that month, you know, walking around with a thermos of coffee like everyone else, you know, as their $6 Starbucks, you're gonna feel really good walking around going, I didn't pay $6 for this. So stuff like that really makes me feel good. And at the end of the day, when you put your head on your pillow going, you know what, I saved, you know, my family, and I saved us a certain amount of money, and it just makes you feel so good. And it helps, you know. And, you know, peer pressure and things like that, that's a lot of times, you know, if you go into a store, I know like Harris Teeters and Kroger's and Targets all have Starbucks, and you can spend such a large amount of money at them, unless you get like one shot of espresso and you add the milk and the sugar yourself to make a little bit of a coffee. You know, it's gonna be, you know, a lot of money. And I do have the Starbucks app. If I do buy Starbucks, I scan that and get points for a free drink, but you have to spend such a large amount of money that just making it at home saves so much. So the next thing is, I've done this a lot, is especially in the summer because it gets so hot, but making a couple of meals or meats ahead of time for the week, as long as you use a microwave and you're not, I know some people do not like microwaves. We have a microwave in our house. But, you know, if you make some meats ahead of time, and break them up, you know, you can make 3 meats for the week, and I put them all in the oven at the same time, and it just saves so much money on electricity. And especially in the summer when it's hot, and they can charge different prices for the kilowatts of electricity. So for me, if I'm making 1 meat, I might as well make 3 or 4 or whatever you want for the week, and then just put them in leftover containers in the refrigerator, and then pull them out and just microwave them. Or if you don't do a microwave, you know, reheating them on the stove really quick or something has saved so much money for us. So the next thing is ceiling fans. And you're going, Tia, what? No, ceiling fans. There's a little switch on them, and they either go up and down or side to side, and there's a little switch. And for each season, it's good to switch them. And so in the winter, fans spin clockwise, and then if in the summer they do counterclockwise, and it helps either pull the air up or pull it down, and it just helps with the electric bill. And also in the room, if you don't have AC, you know, making sure your ceiling fans are set on the right switch to help you cool down. Or if you do have AC, you know, just keeping the air, you know, moving through the rooms better, you know, it helps the air quality, but also helps your electric bill a lot. The next thing I'm going to be talking about, which is a lot of people who do budgeting say don't use credit cards, which I do not like credit cards, but there are seasons in our life that we have to use them, especially when if it's the holidays or something, you know, we're tempted to pull out that credit card. But if you do use credit cards, try to pay them off before the end of the billing cycle, and then you can save the interest. So even if you do use it on fact, if you have to, an emergency for gas or something like that, or, you know, booking a hotel or something, which you usually need a credit card, you know, paying it off by the end of the month so that you don't pay that interest, and you're saving a lot of money on that. When I've had times where I've had 0 credit card debt, and I've had times where I've been in $10,000 worth of credit card debt. So it's a lot, a lot of times, and it's burdensome to have that. But if we get in a mindset of being intentional and not just pulling it out because it has, you know, there's available limit or available credit on it, and going, you know what, no, we're not going to buy that. And unless we really need it. As a single parent, I had to use it for formula and diapers. I had no other option. So there's times in our lives that we have to do that. So, but if you pay them off by the end of the month, that will save the interest. So the next thing is being intentional on buying the newest hacks, you know, not buying them. You'll see, you know, it used to be info commercials, now it's TikTok, you know, where I'll see, oh, buy this hack and it'll change your life. Pretty sure that whatever hack it is not going to change our life. And they get costly and they get expensive. So for me, if I see them, I do not buy them, because some of them are really, really expensive, and, you know, influencers a lot of times will get brand deals, and so they're not paying for them. So just try to be careful and be intentional about not buying the newest hacks, because 9 times out of 10, probably don't need that hack. So one of the other topics is to try to save money is doing things yourself. And, you know, some things we don't know how to do, but quick Google search or YouTube search usually will teach us how to fix something, which saves a lot of money. If it's a simple leak under your sink, you know, go on YouTube and try to fix it first before you call a plumber. You know, especially an emergency plumber is going to cost you a lot of money, you know, hundreds of dollars for an emergency call. And so if you can just try to look on YouTube first, or do a quick Google search and figure out if you can fix it, it'll save money, you know, or, you know, not getting a subscription service to certain things that are really expensive. You know, you see people using different meal kits, you know, which are great. I'm not saying they're not. But a lot of times is, you know, they'll have a promo code, but they don't always work. And, you know, once you run out of those codes, they're very, very expensive. So, or even cleaning your house or different things like that, of going, okay, I don't really want to do this today, but I'm going to save the money and I'm going to do it. And then you feel really good about yourself. And then you saved a lot of money, you know, taking that time to cut your grass or clean your house or certain things like that. And, you know, or fix, you know, if it's a simple problem in your house and fixing it, you know, I know people who change their car oil, you know, things like that. A lot of the newer cars, it's harder, and you have to have, you know, ramps and things like that. But even if you know a friend who does that on the side, you know, an entrepreneur, and being like, hey, can you help me with this? And giving them some money to help them, but not paying, you know, big box retailers of, you know, $70 to change your oil change. They may charge you less. So just thinking outside the box on certain things, and not always running to the quickest help. I know when you get really stressed, it's really, really hard not to just want to be, okay, this is the quick fix right now, you know, and then your budget will be messed up for the entire month, you know, of, you know, I shouldn't have, that leak was only, you know, a little leak. It was really easy to fix. And, you know, now I'm $300 behind in my budget, and then you might have to use a credit card, or a bill might not get paid. So just being intentional about your spending and trying to do things yourself, and getting in that mindset of, you know, we're hunkering down, and this is times of not spending a lot of money, and we're gonna hunker down and do this. So it's it's a mindset. And so if you can kind of switch your mindset to, you know, I'm capable and I'm strong and I can do this, it'll really help you, you know, accomplish goals that you have and needs and what you need to do. You know, things are broken. You know, sometimes it's hard when you're stressed, and the quick fix is not always the quick fix. Save your money. Save your change. It really helps. I use cash for probably 70 to 100%, depending on the month. I use cash, and especially with my weekly money, I withdraw out whatever our money is for the month for the food and everything. And I split it up, you know, gas money, food money, and spend money, and whatever money that we need for that week, I withdraw it out of the ATM and use cash, and I have a lot of change, and I save our change. And there's been times where by the end of the month, we have needs, and you go, oh, we need to get this, and we go, and you know, stores take change, you know, especially since there's corn shortages places, and you can hand them a roll. I buy the rolls at Walmart for pretty cheap, you know, of a lot of rolls of change, and I keep them in a box, and I just use them, and then I have a little jar, and then I put them in there, and I separate the pennies from the nickels, dimes, and quarters, and I keep them in separate containers. Or there's times where at the end of the month you're like, man, I want a pizza. And so you go in there and you get $20 or $30 of change, and you go get your family a pizza for the night, or at the grocery store and come home and make it, or you know, whatever, or gas. There's been times where I've been like, oh, we're really low on money this month, and I'll go and grab, you know, it used to be less, but now, you know, $20 for gas to get us through the end of the month or whatever. And so I think saving change is so helpful, and or save it up for Christmas, you know, or any holidays, or some people do it for vacations. I don't take vacations really that much, so for us it's just needs, or sometimes wants of, you know, that pizza or whatever, and doing that. So that's the last tip. All right, friends, thank you for joining me with your cup of coffee or tea or whatever you had. I really enjoyed this time and sharing these 20 money saving tips. Hopefully it helps with inflation for you and saves you some money. I looked at our budget, and between the car insurance and the phone bill and subscriptions and things like that, I was able to save my family around $100 a month. And I keep a very, very tight budget, and I thought it was already very tight, and I was like, wow, I found more to save. And it just feels so good to save money for you and your family, or if you're single, you know, saving up for when you have a family, or if you have already had a family and you are older, and just saving that money for your dreams and what you would like to do. And you know, it helps so much, just saving that money for the day and putting your head on your pillow and going, today I saved my family, and I saved me and my kids, or whatever. And it just feels so good. And so I really appreciate all of you joining in, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you soon, friends. Have a blessed day. Bye. Today we're going to talk about budgeting.
Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. Today we're budgeting.
We're going to make a budget.
Yeah, a budget.
And then we're going to talk about saving money.
Mm-hmm.
For inflation!
Yeah.
Inflation.
Yeah.
Can you say that?
Budget.
Inflation!
Inflation.
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 Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun. That's our channel that we're doing. No, let's start now.
So how do we make a budget?
So how we budget, we make money, and then we coupon.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, and then we buy stuff, and we coupon them.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, that's what we do every day. Like sometimes I'm mad at that. Me.
Sounds good.
Yep, and that's what we're doing today. Bye, guys.